Hello, big strappers. I just wanted to take a second to talk to you about a few important things that you need to do when you're driving. Now, driving is a full-time job, and I don't understand people that run into trouble with distracted driving, because if you're doing your job properly, there is so much to keep track of that's going on around you. You really don't have time to be fooling with your cell phone or the Qualcomm or anything like that. Because not only do you have to keep track of all the traffic in front of you going on, you need to keep track of what's going on around you too. The easiest way to do that is by checking your mirrors constantly. What I like to do is, when I'm in my comfortable driving position, figure out where I sit as I drive, and then adjust the mirrors in or out so the main mirrors catch just the edges of my exhaust stacks, so I'm not losing a whole lot of glass looking at the truck. My glass is all focused on the lane on either side of the truck. The same with the spot mirrors. I like to focus them so they hardly show any of the truck at all. They're just catching the corners of the exhaust, and the rest of it is showing all the road. And that way I can see as much as going on around me as possible just by checking the mirrors. Something else you've got to be doing when you're driving, while you're checking forward and while you're checking your mirrors and checking back, is you also have to be keeping an eye on a few of your key gauges, and that's very important. And you've got to do that every so often just to make sure that you're not running into trouble. You've got to keep an eye on your speedometer, of course. You're probably watching your tachometer to make sure you're at the right RPMs, but you've got to occasionally check your fuel, check your voltage, check your air pressure, check your gauges. You've got to take time every once in a while just to take a quick scan of your gauges and make sure the truck's okay. You can't do it too long, and you can't study anything because you're supposed to be watching out the road, but every once in a while you've got to scan your gauges. It's important to know, because if you see something going wrong on one of your gauges, if you're losing air pressure or the water temperature is heating up higher than it should be, you want to know before it's a problem. So there's a lot to do when you're driving. There's a lot going on. Remember to look out and keep track of the traffic ahead of you, but also remember to check your mirrors fairly frequently and keep an eye on your gauges. There's an awful lot going on. You won't have time to check your cell phone.